Hey everybody, so there's a bunch of stories to go through as usual. We are kind of front heavy this podcast. There was a lot of stories that crossed over with how bad Hollywood is doing. But let's catch up on a bunch of the ancillary news that I felt was important as we shift through things. First, One Piece has come out. That's right, One Piece Season 2. And much to a shock of everybody, I have seen all of it. That's right, all 8 episodes, 8 hours of television. I crammed that this week.
Sanji's still my boy.
Sanji is still your boy.
Thank goodness.
Really roughly, my personal subjective opinion of One Piece. I didn't consume the manga. I didn't consume the anime. I don't like the art style. I think it looks like balls. But besides that, I know it's really popular and hype. It's one of the longest running animes of all time. The manga is still going on. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But the season 1 came out.
Thousands of episodes.
Season 1, I thought was fun. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was good. It was sort of a cross for me between like mediocre to good. So like a 6.5 to 7 sort of thing.
No.
It had fun, and the fun is what keeps you around. Watch season 2, mostly the same. I thought the last few episodes were actually pretty good, though. There was a lot of fun sort of ending of this arc of season 2. A lot of the criticism from hardcore fans, though, is they changed some stuff, especially this very pale blue-haired girl you see in the image here is now being played by an Indian girl.
Huh.
And there was a lot of negative reception. I understand people are upset when they change things and they don't honor the anime the way that they're supposed to. It's hard for me to speak on that direction. I'm not a hardcore fan, but a lot of people were annoyed. The deliberate racial changes of characters. Everybody you're always going to get response. You know what's funny? You know what's not hard to do that no one's going to complain about when you cast the character accordingly?
Yeah.
No one's going to complain when you do that. But, whatever. I didn't think she fit the role of princess. Just observing as having watched it. She's fine. And I don't know how that character is supposed to act. She didn't come across as princess elegant, whatever. But, whatever. She's fine. She's not my favorite part of the show. The kid cast as Luffy is still good. And we finally see Chopper, a fan favorite character, who's an entirely CG character. And his story was really interesting and engaging. So yeah, there's good stuff in it. And controversy. Let's shift on, however, because I'm the only one that's seen...
Oh my gosh, he's adorable.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah, everybody's going to melt over this character. It's like the new Baby Yoda. And he's got like a tragic story and everything, so you feel bad for him. Shifting on. Millie Alcock has had some interesting things to say about the upcoming Supergirl movie. Let's say, in a recent interview promoting the film, Alcock said she hopes young girls leave Supergirl, knowing that it's acceptable to be a bit bad and messy.
Ugh.
I don't think that's acceptable for most people, let alone superheroes.
Yeah.
This article does a lot of editorializing from their perspective. I thought it might be valid to bring up the idea that I have the impression that a lot of people don't know how to write female superheroes. That for some reason, when they write, especially female action stars, because men can have a variety of personalities and characteristics and whatnot, but for some reason, when they write women, the assumption is that a woman who's a tough fighting chick, she has to be masculine.
Yeah.
and lean into her masculine to make it viable. And when they think masculine for women, they don't think tougher and all these other masculine traits. They think belligerent and rude and crass, and that just makes them unlikable.
Yeah.
And terrible as characters. I don't predict Supergirl is going to do super well.
Probably not.
Well,
I mean, there
one
are
of the
some out
things
there that
that-
say it'll do a bill, so you know.
They're insane.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Oh,
We've mentioned this before. Superheroes should be aspirational, and if you can't get that, you're going to flop as a superhero.
make it tough.
Aspirational, inspirational. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shifting on, an odd story to come out about the new Megaman that's going to be releasing on all platforms.
Okay.
Announced at the Game Awards last December, Megaman Dual Overdrive will be released in 2027 on all existing platforms. However, the game is going through some troubles in the US. The SAG-AFTRA union, which represents more than 160,000 actors, extras, and media professionals worldwide, has issued a work stoppage order on Megaman Dual Override. Members are asked not to
Okay.
perform voiceover work until further notice. For
Hey, if you want-
Megaman.
I volunteer. Pay me, and I'll do the voiceover work. I may not be the top tier talent that you're wanting, but
Yeah, I'll do it
I'm probably gonna be
non-union.
cheaper than the SAG-AFTRA people.
Well, I'll just do non-union because I hate the union.
Yeah.
Screw you, union.
I'll make
Seriously.
noises like the guy that's getting killed or whatever. Be like, no, mainly because it's funny to screw SAG-AFTRA, but
Seriously, I'm with you on that one.
SAG-AFTRA states that the game producers has not taken the necessary steps to become a signatory project of the union. A contractual dispute is believed to be at the root of this disagreement. Ben Diskin, who voices Mega Man, has withdrawn from the Mega Man Dual Override project for the time being. Weird that there's a big union fight over Mega Man, but crazier things have happened.
I wouldn't have
want
ever
you to
guessed
stand
that.
strong and screw the union.
Yeah, cross that line. Cross the picket line. Do it.
It looks like by this year that YouTube is now going to has passed cable. There were other numbers I had, but basically it's now the dominant viewing platform.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Not the numbers I thought I had, but the message still remains. Apparently, Silver, pay attention. I know you care about the Royals. Netflix is no longer partnering with Meghan Markle and her brand.
Meghan Markle's another piece of garbage human being.
How dare you, the elegant Duchess.
Someone's sounding a little racist around here.
How dare yous?
I'd hate her no matter what her race was, so
Here's a fun
she's
story.
a garbage human being.
Sony is reportedly testing dynamic pricing on the PlayStation Store. You might ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, our system detected unusual offer structures containing experimental identifiers in the PlayStation API responses. These experimental prices are shown only to certain segments of users selected by Sony. Games thought to be a part of the test include God of War, Spider-Man, yada, yada, yada. In practice, what does this mean? Apparently, they monitor your buying habits, and they are changing prices according to the individual user. So if you buy a lot of games, they think you have a lot of money to throw around. But if you don't buy many games, maybe they offer you more discounts to encourage you to purchase.
Oh, God.
Thereby catering how much they charge you according to who it is.
That's yucky.
Yep.
Is that even legal in most places?
I don't know. Isn't that weird discrimination of some kind? I don't know.
That's gotta be a weird thing.
Pretty sure that there have been.
What if it figures
lawsuits
out
over
that you're
this stuff.
black or something, and it's like, yeah, he's gonna buy NBA. We're gonna charge $90 or whatever.
Quick, charge him more.
Which is your
Yeah.
joke, and I'm stealing it, Ross, from earlier today.
We know you're gonna buy it anyway. Listen here.
Just add $10 onto the recent NBA game.
God.
This guy seems a little queer. We're gonna add a little bit more money on that stupid story-driven game about the lesbians. I can't remember what it's called.
1348.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Apparently that that big Lesser game just failed completely.
Yeah.
Surprise,
The
surprise.
medieval one.
Yeah, where the kind of butch looks a little bit like Joan of Arc is in love with this lady, and she goes to save her, like saving the princess thing. Nobody was interested.
Shocking. Truly.
Well,
Yes,
if
jump
you're into
in.
that sort of thing, you better be supporting it. Because I ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, my money
Not
will
getting
not go
my
to
money.
that.
Announced a year ago to much excitement and fanfare. Buffy, the new Sunnydale show, is now going to be canceled.
What? Didn't they
Yeah.
just say it was greenlit?
As of today,
Oh.
Hulu has decided to scrap Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale. Its planned continuation series would have once again featured Sarah Michelle Gellar as the show's original Slayer. Gellar shares news of the shock decision directly with fans via a brief statement on her Instagram without explaining Hulu's decision further. Instead, Gellar simply thanked Oscar-winning director Chloe Zhao for her work pitching the series, which now will no longer come to be.
I
This
was
is a today thing.
I'm not really a Buffy guy. I was too young when it came out,
Uh-huh.
right? However, just purely from an academic perspective,
Uh-huh.
I was kind of interested to see it come out and see how it would do without what's his name? The guy that actually did it originally.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, without Joss Whedon. Because I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. However, it is undeniable the things that are his, and I don't think they can be without him. You know what I mean?
Well, interestingly enough, I don't know if you've been following what's going on in the Firefly area.
I've heard.
So there have been little videos of what's his name, the captain,
Nathan Fillion.
David
Nathan
Fillion.
Fillion,
He's showing
yeah.
up at the different actors in Firefly's house, and he's like, "It's time," and they're like, "It's time," and he's like, "Yes, it's time." And then he shows up at another actor's house, and he's like, "It's time," and they're like, "Oh, it's time." And it's like, oh, well, there's a lot of alluding that something's going on or something's going to happen. So we think, well, maybe it's going to be a new series. That would blow everybody's mind. A new series continuation. They're older now or whatever it happens to be. And then a confusing thing happens because this is a Joss Whedon show.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying, well, it's not really Firefly if Joss Whedon's not a part of it. Apparently Alan Tudyk's a part of it. Now, if you've seen Firefly and then the corresponding Serenity, Alan Tudyk is murdered. Or super dies
he's
from
very
a spike
dead.
through his chest.
Yep.
Not to spoil a show that's quite old at this point. So that now calls into question, what is this going to be? And if it's going to be a prequel animated prequel, it's going to suck. I would
Not a good
almost
sign.
rather them just shrug, he's back to life, everybody. You know what I mean?
We cloned him.
just roll their eyes and just whatever, he's back. Because he had a really good death and it worked for the show.
Yeah.
So if he's coming back, it's either got to be a prequel or a nonsensical him returning and should be dead. But then again, if it's a prequel, do I care at that point? I don't want to see an animated something prequel. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Firefly coming back if that's what it's going to be.
That's a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're using him as like a flashback thing or maybe like a dream.
But then that's
like,
sparingly, and it's like, do we really need to announce he's coming back? Why don't you have it as like a exciting surprise?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would make more sense to me. But that's really weird, dude.
Yeah. Silver, have you seen Serenity?
No.
Well, you and your dad should watch it. He says he's seen everything. He has not. You should watch Firefly and then Serenity. Yeah.
Very, yeah.
I have it on DVD. I will let you borrow it.
Okay.
Your dad will like it because he likes everything, but it's actually good.